Henry.
I've heard you don't have it easy here.
So you spoke to Fritz then? I bet that wasn't quite how he put it.
No, not quite. Apart from Thomas's name, the rest was mostly swear words.
I can imagine. I've been hearing the same from him all week. The foreman here is a pain in the arse. He's trying either to wear us to the bone or force us to leave.
Always forcing you to work, is he?
If only. That wouldn't be so awful. But nothing we do is good enough for him. There's always some reason for him to yell at us.
I can imagine.
You know what it's like. We do too little, and it takes us too long, and what we eat's worth more than the work we've done, and it's no fun listening to that sort of shit day after day.
And the miller won't stick up for you. I would have thought all the yelling would drive him mad.
Not really. He trusts that loudmouth bastard more than us. He's got us down for a pair of parasites.
I see.
What's so stupid is the mill really needs us. They haven't had any hands here for quite a while, and the mill needs a lot of fixing. But with them around, we can't even get to work.
And you definitely don't... You don't ever provoke him?
I've already told you once, he's an arsehole. I'd say there's nothing we can do about it. If he wants to yell at us, he'll yell at us.
Have you tried talking with him?
What do you think? But that just sets him off. He starts saying we're practically bandits, and what he's going to do about it. That gets Fritz going, and he starts yelling too, and...
And what do you want to do about it? Just run away?
Actually, I'd like to stay here, at least for a bit. I never would have thought I'd like working at a mill, but not with him around. It's unbearable, and there's no one I can complain to. But you could.
Me? Do you think they'll listen to me?
They did once already, didn't they? They hired us because of you. You could have another word with them.
Back then, making promises was enough. Now, it will be worse.
You can forget about the miller. It's Thomas you need to convince. The miller takes his opinion seriously. So, will you do it for us? Again?
Fine. I'll try and talk to him.
I'm glad. But try not to get on his wrong side. You won't get anywhere with him then.
I'll keep that in mind. I'd like to ask about that Thomas again. I'd never have guessed he's like that.
Well, get a job here as a hand and you'll soon see.
And what does he do during the day? Does he work with you?
Good one. He keeps his eye on everything, but his hand only touches the saw when the miller shows up, which isn't that surprising.
Why?
The last time he did anything, he almost took his thumb off with a chisel. I wouldn't put an axe in those paws of his either.
So, he's clumsy and arrogant. That's what you said about your last master, that Nimoy.
Aye, but at least you could sneak away from old Nimoy for a bit. No chance of that around here.
Hey, I've got this thing going in Pribyslavitz, and there's plenty of problems, and, well, I could use a helping hand.
Sorry, Henry, old pal, but I'm up to my ears on my own problems. Maybe another time, when things get settled.
God be with you.
Look at... God be with you.
So what do you think about the workers I brought you?
If I hadn't put in a good word for them, the miller would have thrown them out by now.
I heard them say something else.
So they're complaining, are they? I provide for them, and all they do is slack off.
Isn't it the miller who provides for them?
He can't manage the work anymore. If it weren't for me, there'd be nothing left standing around here.
But you need the help anyway, and they're pretty handy.
Maybe, but they're in no danger of overworking themselves. They act like they're too good for the mill, and I saw them eyeing up Jane.
Nothing strange about that. She's a pretty girl, and she's of an age to marry.
It's not marriage they've got on their minds. They'd have their way with her, then before her belly started to grow, they'd have run for the hills.
Look, we can reach an agreement. You need the mill fixed, they need the money. If they have peace to do their work, they'll be able to finish it faster.
But
and then they'll take their groschen and leave. The mines will open again, and the faster they get their money, the quicker they'll be gone.
But do you really think I can trust them to do it? Will they do their work and leave? And leave Jane alone in the meantime?
Now I think about it, probably not. You've been a pest for a long time now, and they'll want to pay you back for it.
Then why the hell did you start talking about it? You were just wasting my time.
It's not like you do anything anyway. Apart from sitting around yelling at the men actually doing the work.
Listen, I was being pretty reasonable, but now you're on thin ice. If you want to fight, just say so.
But we need to pick a place for the fight that isn't too public.
That's one thing we can agree about.
You have any idea where we could do it?
There's a place to the north of Leditchko we can go to after sunset. We won't be seen there, and most of the time it's empty.
Good. Above Ledetchko then, at dusk.
Fine. And who will I be giving a pasting to?
Take your pick. There'll be 3 of us, and you can bring 2 of your friends as well, so there'll be more than enough to go around.
Why not? Do we have a deal then? No trying to get out of it later on.
Agreed.
Good luck then. Useless parasites. Vagabonds. Slackers.
Hey, swap face.
I want to get better at fist fighting.
Certainly.
I'd like to practice the base.
All right. Now, pay close. Good day.
I want to get better at...
Certainly.
I'm interested in more of...
All right. Now. Take care.
I did it. I arranged to fight him just like you wanted. He had nothing against the idea. He'll bring 2 men, and the 3 of them will wait for us on the hill near Ledetchko.
I wasn't expecting that. I thought he was too much of a coward.
So, how are we going to do it? Should we just meet there?
No. Come and see me towards evening, and then we'll go. Oh, and perhaps you should let Matthew know. Since you were the one who set it up. See you later.
Hey, Henry.
Well, I spoke with him.
How did it go? Did you come to an agreement?
No. There's no talking to him.
What will we do now? I suppose we could just leave, but I don't want to as long as there's some coin to be earned here.
Oh, don't go running off just yet. Fritz and I have come up with a plan.
Shit. You want to trounce him, don't you?
We've arranged a fight to decide things. If we win, he'll leave you alone. If we lose, you'll be on your way.
Sakra! Well, I suppose we've got no other choice. There's no talking to that man. But I find...
It will be us 3 against them 3.
If you say so. Goodbye.
Why is it taking so long?
Good health to you. God be with you.
Good boy. That's my boy.
Hey, Henry's come to see you.
I'm glad to see you.
Are you happy with your new workers?
They're good carpenters, but someone constantly has to...
Really?
Yes. When
I've heard.
I don't know what I'd do without Thomas. He keeps an eye on everything.
Yeah, but Thomas has problems with carpentry.
You're right. You should hear him.
But just because of that?
No. He's not too skilled at handling the water wheel and the mill run.
So he's not been foreman too long then?
No. My son used to run the mill, but then his wagon overturned with him inside it. It'll be a year ago now, come spring.
I'm sorry.
Me too, boy. And after Martin was gone, the other workers left and only Thomas stayed.
What happened that day? Wagons don't overturn.
He was transporting new stone blocks for the mill and he had to take a detour. Since it was after a downpour. The load must have slipped and the whole wagon fell.
So he was alone, with no...
Of course not. Thomas was there too. He helped Martin to load the wagon in Sasau and both of them set off back.
Just the two of them? No one else was there?
No, they always did it that way. Martin, but if I had been there with them, maybe he'd still be alive.
I'm sorry.
He was a good boy, a kind soul.
Have you been without carpenters for a while?
A long time. Since winter, it's...
Nobody stays around?
No. These days, it's hard to find a man...
And how many have actually worked here?
About half a dozen, maybe more. We always put up with them till the most urgent work was done.
And what about Jane?
What are you trying to say?
A pretty girl like her is ripe for marriage.
With a large dowry because she comes from a mill? Well...
And how long did he last?
You know, he was here for a while. But back then my son was a foreman and he was a kindly soul.
So everyone started leaving when Thomas took over?
Well, Thomas is a dog on slackers. And just as well.
So the moment Thomas became mill foreman, everyone started running off? Not one man could stand it here, even if they had a chance to marry Jane. Don't you think Thomas might be doing it on purpose?
That's not like him. He's a good man
And Jane?
Don't worry about her. She'll wed whoever I approve of. Even Thomas, if he asks for her hand. At least with...
Indeed, why would he, once he's got rid of everyone else?
That's enough. I don't know why you're trying... See you later.
I heard what you asked my father. You can't expect help from him. He's none too sharp these days.
And can you help me then?
No. Nobody listens to me. But I wanted to say that Thomas does do it on purpose. He did it this...
Why?
Because he's afraid if someone comes who's more skilled...
And your father lets him? Can't he settle this?
He probably could, but he doesn't want to. My brother was the mill foreman before him, but it broke my father too. And Thomas was here the longest.
And Thomas doesn't listen to anyone? Can't you persuade him?
No. He keeps looking my way and tries to be nice, but he doesn't care what I've got to say.
And this probably won't... What happened to your brother?
And what does that have to do with this?
I don't know. You mentioned it, so I was just wondering.
There's not much to tell. A stone block that was loaded wrong, slippery ground after rain.
What do you mean, no one? Surely he wasn't alone.
No, he had Thomas with him. But Thomas couldn't lift the wagon off him, and by the time he found help it was...
Someone robbed him after he was dead.
I don't know. But they took a mottled scarf which I gave him as a keepsake. He laughed when I gave it to him. He said it would make him look like a fop, but he still wore it all the time.
But who'd steal a scarf?
Why are you asking me? When they...
I'm sorry about what happened to him.
Me too. But it was his own fault. If he'd brought more people with...
I understand.
I have nothing more to say.
God be with you, Henry.
I'm at your service, sir. Good boy.
Let's have a word about the price.
Aye.
With salt, caraway seeds,
What are
garlic,
you up?
and more. You'll find it nowhere else.
God grant you health. See you later.
Let's talk about the price.
Well,
What do you say to this?
we're getting there.
Flour, eggs, salt, yeast.
All right, so.
Take a bit, you'll be able to feed the whole family with fresh bread.
I hope I can be.
Goodbye.
Let's have a word about the...
Carrots that'll make you and your family happy. Onions that'll make you cry, and garlic that'll keep evil spirits at bay.
God's... Goodbye.
Let's talk about...
Finally, a reason...
Carrots and apples picked today to put a smile on your...
What do you need?
Would you teach me more...
Certainly.
I want to achieve master...
You can't become a monk.
Well...
Goodbye.
Let's have a word about the price.
All right. So? Aye, that would do it.
To heal, mutt.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see you.
Take care.
Can we do something about...
Well, we... Aye, that would... Gah! Are you blind, for Christ's sake? There's people walking here.
Yeah.
I'm honoured that another...
Take care.
Let's talk about the price.
Aye, that...
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm honored that you... God be with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey-o.
Hey, how'd you... Good luck then.